So a couple years ago, I hired some random guy on Fiverr to make me a whiteboard video and put it on my YouTube channel. Now fast forward to today and the results have been absolutely insane for that video. Check these out. So you can see here, it kind of slowly grew over time until it settled down. And at this point, it's brought in almost 3,000 subscribers, $1,500, and it's still bringing in 300 views every 48 hours. So that kind of got me wondering, I wonder if I could build a successful YouTube channel using only Fiverr gigs. From the channel creation and setup, to the keyword research, to the thumbnails, to the video editing, the voiceovers, the SEO, every single piece of the puzzle. Basically, I wanted to see if a monkey clicking a mouse could make this all work. So in this video, we're gonna see if it's possible to do exactly that. Build an entire YouTube channel only using different Fiverr gigs, and obviously still be successful on YouTube. So one of the cool things about making this video was I actually learned some really cool hacks for hiring on Fiverr. And so if you're a Fiverr hirer, a Fiverr hire or a hirer of Fiverr, if you hire on Fiverr, you want to watch this video. So I wanted to find a category or a niche that actually made sense, one that a channel like mine could actually rank videos in, but then one that I could also make money in and not just from YouTube views. So what did I do? I Googled it. So thank you to socialvideoplaza.com for giving us a ton of niche ideas. I settled on the jobs niche. That's kind of an ironic niche considering that this YouTube channel teaches people how to quit their job, but let's roll with it. So I chose the niche, and that's literally the only decision that I plan on making in this business is choosing the niche. Everything else from here on out is going to be made by those experts on Fiverr. Time to start ordering some gigs. So I decided to start with 4 videos, and I just hired basically the first guy on Fiverr that I ran across to do keyword research because it's really not that complicated. And honestly, I doubt any of them are gonna really put a lot of time into it anyway. So for $5, we now have some keyword research. It only took a few hours, and this is what I was given. So the first thing is, I'm pretty sure that these numbers I'm looking at are for Google, not for YouTube. I can tell, with things like CPC, which tends to be a Google thing associated with keywords. Same thing with competition. So it looks like they kind of just took a software that they use, they plugged in my keyword, and they downloaded a report and sent it to me. That's not really a bad hourly rate for what I would think took about 2 minutes. Anyway, I ran with it. I looked here, you can see I highlighted 4 different keywords that we were gonna go for based on search volume, and basically just keywords that I thought that kind of a generic whiteboard or B-roll video could do well with. But at this point, the easy part was over, and now we need to hire some real talent because next we need to get the scripts written for each of those, and it's not gonna be me. So when I type in YouTube script here into Fiverr, I get results that are literally all over the place in price and in quality and in how many jobs they've done. And this is where I learned something really, really interesting about Fiverr, because you see, Fiverr doesn't actually put up the best results when you type something into that search bar. Does that seem crazy to me? Is that just me? But what I learned is that you can use these filters at the top and you can do crazy things. So seller details, you can just select top rated seller, which in this case there wasn't any, or level 1, and that'll filter out a lot of the ratings of the sellers. Next, you can set your budget, and I just set my budget to $5, saying, hey, I only have $5 for this to work, and I get a whole new list of people here. And the beauty of this is, look, there's still people for $5 that can write scripts. They've got great reviews. You can see 94 good reviews, all 5-star, and they're charging a 1/5 of what some of the other people are charging. So I ended up choosing the guy we see on the screen here. You can see here 538 great reviews, 4.9 stars, and for $10, they'll write the full script. It's kind of frustrating that Fiverr would hide this person. Like, I literally could not find this person unless I started to search with parameters and stuff in place. I don't know why they wouldn't show up first to start with. Now, I actually ended up ordering from 4 different people so that I could test 4 different writers, but we're not gonna bore people with those details. Now, I got the scripts back really quickly, and I'll be honest, I was terrified that they wouldn't even be readable, that someone was gonna use some kind of artificial intelligence bot to write the entire script.
Jobs high pay good, but money helps a lot bank account.
Fortunately, I was actually extremely surprised that all 4 writers did a very, very good job, including the one that was only $10. Let's have a peek at the one that he wrote here. You can see here he's got a good intro with fierce competition and growing uncertainty in the job market. Following the career path you've always dreamed of now may seem harder than ever, yada, 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 yada. All in all, very, very well written. It's got a nice little hook and a nice little rhythm to the whole script. Now I'm gonna be honest, a few of the words were a little bit big for me, but maybe that'll make people think that I'm smarter or something. The next step was to order the voiceovers and the video, and I was kind of hoping that there would be somebody on Fiverr that would just do both of these. They would record the voiceover and insert it into the video. I couldn't find anyone that did this specifically, and so I had to order them separately. Now, voiceovers very nearly gave me a heart attack when I saw the pricing, but once again, I was able to use kind of this handy trick that I've learned about Fiverr and able to really narrow it down and get some really good deals. So when I went to order voiceovers, you can see right here, most of the sellers let you insert a number, and we were doing about 500 words, and it was about $100 to $200 for most of the sellers in Fiverr.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
I ended up settling on someone with an awesome British accent, and you can see here that for 500 words, it was only $5. They've got all 5-star reviews, and they've got 30 of them. The 31st is mine. You're hired. So I ordered 4 different voiceovers, and then I went through this exact same process and ordered 4 different video editors. Now, hiring an editor was super interesting actually, because I searched and searched, did my trick, spent a lot of time. Most people were trying to charge 20 to 30 bucks for about 30 seconds of video, which once again was outside of my budget. But you can see here, if you look at these 4 right here, I ended up finding most editors for about 40 bucks. But then when I went back to film this video, things had changed. You can see most of the editors will hop on here and look at one of these, for example. It was now $40 for 2 minutes of editing. So they had changed their pricing, and all of the editors but one had actually changed their pricing. And so it looks like these Fiverr guys are kind of varying their pricing. Perhaps maybe how much business they have determines what price they charge. But in the end, there was one that really worked out for me and had a good deal and didn't change their prices or anything like that. It's this one right here. You can see for a video less than 10 minutes, $10. If you want to add some sound and stuff and things like that, it ended up being $30, but you could get less than 20 minutes. So this is what I ended up going with and ordering for the future videos that we're going to do, is this gig right here. And the final step in this entire process was ordering the thumbnails that would go along with the YouTube videos. When I typed in thumbnails, tons and tons of results for $5. I was going to pay $5 per thumbnail because that seemed pretty standard, but on scrolling down, I found a couple sellers that were selling 3 thumbnails for $5 or 3 thumbnails for $10. I ended up buying from the 3 thumbnails for $10 because I feel like their thumbnails had a little more zing to them.
I love it when a plan comes together.
We did hit a slight hiccup when they asked me what color preference I had, and I said yellow and black and one more color of their choice. In the end, they gave me these 3 thumbnails, which didn't have any of my color preferences inside of them. But after I alerted him to the mistake, he promptly replied, said, "Sorry, fixing." And I said, "No worries, I appreciate the fast response." And we got some updated thumbnails. Check out these results. Guys, I'm paying like $2 or $3 for these thumbnails, and they are really, really good. All right, so at this point we have 4 videos edited. We've got the voiceovers, we've got the thumbnails, we've got everything ready to go. Now I'm gonna be honest, none of the videos really stood out above and beyond any of the other videos, but I'm gonna show you about a 10-second clip to kind of show you what I basically got. Ready, action.
7 jobs for people without a college degree. Having a college degree is a big plus for getting a job, though that doesn't mean that someone without one can't find a high-paying job on their own.
Not bad, right? I was pretty excited about this. I feel like all in all, we did a pretty good job considering that I'm just piecing everything together from a bunch of different Fiverr gigs from people who don't know if I'll ever come back and give them my business again. The only thing left to do at this point is launch. All right, it's the moment I've been waiting for like 2-3 weeks now. We're gonna choose our first video and we're gonna go live. I just got in there and realized I don't even know which video I want to do first. So I think I'm gonna go with the jobs for people without a degree. I felt like they did a really good job editing. So let's do it. I'm so nervous. All right, we are 24 hours out from putting out that first video. I'm just getting in the office. You can probably hear my son screaming in the background for breakfast, but I want to peek at this and see how he did. Honestly, we're 24 hours out from the first video on a brand new channel, so my hopes aren't crazy high, but let's go on and see what we got in terms of views and in terms of ranking. All right, so first we're gonna look at the channel dashboard right here. You can see, let's go to this, this analytics for the video. Oh, hey, look, we're getting views. Okay, we've got 7 views, a total watch time of about 1/10 of an hour. But look over here, I mean, we're actually getting some real views here. You can see like a few people are getting shown this. And it looks like YouTube search is the traffic source or the browse feature, which means this is real views. So that's a really good sign, actually. You can see here view duration, which is really important on YouTube, is not great. But with 7 views, we're probably not going to judge it too hard. So next, let's go over here to YouTube and let's see how we're actually ranking, okay? So jobs for people without degrees. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to search my channel name. So we're not showing in the first set of views here. Let's check again. There we are. There we are. Okay, so we are ranking, looks like about, scroll all the way down, we're ranking a spot about 20 right now. So ranking on spot 20 the day after with a brand new channel. And let's see here. Look, we're ranking above other people, which is good because these guys have real channels with actual views on their videos and things like that. See? My original plan was to upload 1 a week, but I decided to speed that up a bunch because I wanted to see results faster. So I uploaded the rest of the videos to YouTube about 2 or 3 days apart. And then it was time for the biggest, what I guess would be the most important step of all, and that's ordering the SEO, or the YouTube ranking service on Fiverr. Now this one was a little bit tough because I searched through a lot of the Fiverr SEO gigs. I knew this was important and I spent a lot of time on it. And a lot of these guys will say things like, I'm gonna rank your video, or I'm gonna guarantee rankings. But when I looked into like the services report, as you can see here, this particular job right here, this particular gig says, I will write you an SEO friendly title, a good description, I'll add the right tags, I'll add the right channel layout, and then whatever in the world YouTube recommended algorithm is, I guess that's a service, and then they would monitor for me. All in all, very little actually being done that's probably going to rank a brand new channel with that kind of service. Anyway, I ended up purchasing from a couple of the random guys, but I found one guy that actually had thousands and thousands of reviews, and he offered a guarantee that he would rank me in the top 10 results or I would get my money back in 4 weeks.
They didn't offer me a guarantee.
Now all I can show you on the screen is the initial purchase that I made from them because I can't seem to find that particular service on their profile anymore. Maybe something changed there, but you can see here, ranking among the top 10 results on YouTube page 1. So I bought that one. We're definitely going to test that one and see how they do. And then we'll test the other 3 as well. Now after this, it was basically just me sitting and waiting because all 4 of the SEO guys said that their services needed 4 weeks-ish before they could actually start getting your video to rank. Right. It's time to talk results. So the first thing I want to look at is the views. I noticed a view trend that was a little bit disturbing on all 4 of the videos. You can see here I would launch the video. It would get some actual organic views, which was really exciting because at this point there was no SEO happening. It was just me putting out the video. You can see I got about 25 just totally organic, real views coming in. And then the Fiverr gig kicked in there, and in about a period of about a couple hours, I got 540 views just like that. And I think we all know that views don't naturally happen this way. You don't get 500 views and then suddenly turn it off again. So you can see once I turned it off, once again I was back to kind of getting a few views a day, or no views a day in this case.
Something suspicious.
Let's dive in and see where we're ranking for all 4 of these videos. Okay, now the first one was jobs for people without degrees. And if you hop in here and you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually really good results here. This was the first video that I put out, and the first SEO guy did this one. I'm sitting 5 spots down. This is the first video ever on this channel, which is pretty good. Now, none of the others ranked in the top 20, which I assume means I get my money back. Now, one of the Fiverr gigs sent me this message, basically saying, I did it, I ranked you number 1, congratulations. And I was really excited at first when I read the message and clicked into his screenshot. But then I zoomed in just a little bit further, and you can see right at that top there, this is the keyword he typed in: the best jobs for teens that pay top dollar. Everyone is searching for that phrase, right? And let's look at the overall channel stats right here. We had 5 total subscribers, 3 in the last 28 days. And I don't know how that works because I think it's only a 28-day-old channel. And we had 7,000 views. Don't ask me how many of those are real. I'm fairly confident they're not all real. But you can see here, we actually got some decent click-through rate. We got 1 of our 4 videos ranking, which isn't bad. That's kind of close to the stats that I get on this channel as well. 1 in 4 videos will tend to kind of do well and rank for the keyword. All in all, I was happy with the script writers. I was really happy with the voiceovers. I was happy with the editors. I felt like the SEO was a little suspect. All in all, branding a YouTube channel to yourself will always end up doing better than not branding it to yourself. But for our next video, we're actually going to try to create whiteboard videos for whiteboard videos, and we're going to use a new way of ranking. So don't forget to click subscribe and you'll get notified when that video comes out next.